This should be impossible, a system that feeds you forever. No supermarkets, no rising prices, no empty shelves, just water. Fish and food that never stops growing, but here's the part no one talks about. This system already exists. And for decades, it was ignored, some say. It was buried on purpose, because if this worked everywhere, well, everything would change. So the real question is, why are you still buying food? Every year, millions of people spend most of their income just to eat. Prices go up, quality goes down, and the food travels thousands of miles before it even reaches your plate. But something feels off. Because nature never worked like this. In nature, nothing is wasted. Everything feeds something else. A forest doesn't need supermarkets. And a river doesn't need fertilizer. Yet somehow we do. We've been told this is normal. That growing your own food is hard. That farming needs land, money, and chemica. But what if that's not true? What if everything you've been taught about food is wrong? Decades ago, in a quiet place far from modern cities, a strange experiment began. It wasn't in a high-tech lab. It wasn't funded by billionaires. It was built by people who were simply trying to survive. They didn't have much, no advanced tools, no expensive fertilizers, just fish and water. Yeah, at first it seemed too simple to matter. Fish were placed in tanks. Plants were grown nearby. Nothing unusual. But then something strange happened. The plants started growing faster, greener, stronger, without soil, without chemicals. And the fish, they thrived, healthier than expected, almost like they were helping each other. At first, even the builders didn't understand it. They thought it was luck, a coincidence. But the results kept repeating again and again. So they started watching closely, observing every detail, every drop of water, every leaf, every movement of the fish. And slowly a hidden pattern began to reveal itself. Fish produce waste, that's obvious, but in this system that waste didn't poison the water. It became something else, something powerful. Tiny invisible bacteria started breaking it down, transforming it into nutrients, food for plants. And the plants absorbed those nutrients, cleaning the water in the process and sending it back pure and safe for the fish. A perfect loop, no waste, no loss, just life feeding life forever. This should have failed, but it didn't. In fact, it got better over time, stronger, more stable, like a living machine, a self-sustaining system that could produce food non-stop. And that's when everything changed. Word began to spread slowly at first. Farmers, researchers, curious minds came to see it, to test it, to understand it. And what they found was shocking. This system used up to 2% less water, required no chemical fertilizers, no toxic runoff, and it produced both protein from fish and fresh vegetables at the same time in the same space. It was efficient, clean, almost too perfect. So why isn't everyone using it? Why isn't this in every home, every city, every country? That's where the story takes a darker turn. As this system gained attention, it also gained resistance. Traditional farming industries didn't like it because it didn't need their products. No fertilizers, no pesticides, no large-scale machinery, just a simple loop of fish, water, and plants. And that meant something dangerous, independence. Some experts dismissed it, called it unrealistic, too small, too complicated for the average person. But those who actually tried it saw something different. They saw freedom, the ability to produce food anywhere, in backyards, rooftops, even inside homes, places where traditional farming would never work. And then, in some regions, regulations appeared. Restrictions, barriers, not outright bans, but enough to slow it down, to keep it from spreading too fast. Because if people realized what this system could do, they might start asking uncomfortable questions. Like, why are we still dependent on expensive food systems? Why are we told we need chemicals to grow anything? Why is something so simple not being taught? But the truth has a way of surfacing no matter how deep it's buried. Today, hidden in backyards, rooftops, and small farms around the world, this system is quietly growing, producing food every single day. People are harvesting fresh vegetables while fish swim just below. No soil, no waste, no stopping. The results speak for themselves. Lettuce grows twice as fast, tomatoes are richer in color, herbs seem almost impossible to kill, and fish grow strong and clean, all from one system, one cycle, one idea that nature already perfected. But this isn't just about food, it's about control. For years, we've been told that survival depends on systems outside our reach, supply chains, corporations, global networks. But this changes the equation because when you can produce your own food continuously, you become harder to control, harder to manipulate, harder to depend on anyone else. And that's powerful, but it also raises a bigger question. If this system is so effective, so simple, so natural, why wasn't it taught in schools? Why isn't it common knowledge? Why does it still feel like a secret? Some say it's just lack of awareness. Others believe it's something more, something intentional. Because history is full of ideas that were ignored until they became impossible to hide. Like forgotten farming methods that produced more food without destroying the land. Techniques that were replaced not because they didn't work, but because they changed too much. And now this system stands at the edge of that same line. It's called aquaponics, but the name doesn't matter. What matters is what it does. It turns waste into food, water into life, and creates a cycle that doesn't break. You don't need a farm, you don't need acres of land, and you don't need to be an expert. People have built these systems using simple materials like containers, pipes, and basic pumps, even recycled items. And once it's running, it keeps going day after day, week after week, harvest after harvest. But there's one detail almost no one tells you. The system doesn't just grow food. It teaches you something deeper, something most people have forgotten: how to work with nature instead of against it. Modern systems fight nature. They force it, control it, push it beyond its limits. But this flows with it, uses its rules, respects its balance, and in return nature gives back endlessly. And then something strange happens. When people start using this system, they stop seeing food the same way. They start questioning things, and that's when everything changes. Because once you realize that food can be grown this way, you start wondering, what else have we been wrong about? And this system begins to stabilize itself over time and becomes harder to break, almost like it's alive. Small mistakes don't collapse it. Miss a feeding, it adjusts. Slight temperature change, it adapts. It's almost as if the system learns. A food system that doesn't depend on constant human control, that corrects itself and continues producing even when you step away. This is not how we were taught food works, and that's exactly why it matters. Imagine a small setup in your home, a tank of fish, rows of green plants above, flowing in a gentle loop. You harvest lettuce today, tomatoes next week, herbs after that, and all this time, the fish keep growing. You're not going to a market, not checking prices, not worrying about shortages, because your system doesn't stop. And then something unexpected happens. You start producing more than you need. Extra vegetables, extra fish, and suddenly you're not just surviving, you're producing. When individuals become producers, systems begin to change. Communities change, markets change, control shifts. And history shows that whenever control shifts, resistance follows. Large systems can be controlled, but small ones can't. A backyard setup, a rooftop system, a small indoor loop, these don't need permission. That's why this idea never died. It just went quiet, hidden in plain sight, growing without making noise. Now it's starting to surface again. More people are questioning, more people are searching for alternatives, more people are realizing something isn't right. And when they discover this, it feels like finding a missing piece. Because the system doesn't just produce food, it multiplies possibility. Once you understand the cycle, you can expand it, add more plants, more fish, more layers. Some have built vertical systems, growing more food in less space. Others combine it with solar power, creating fully independent setups. This becomes more than a method. It becomes a blueprint for a different future. A future where homes produce food, where cities grow their own supply, where people reconnect with what they eat. But also a future that challenges everything we know. Because if food becomes unlimited, what happens to industries built on scarcity? If people stop buying, what happens to systems built on selling? Okay, so now the question isn't, does this system work? Because it does. The question is, why aren't more people using it? Is it lack of knowledge or something else? Maybe the truth is simple. This system doesn't fit the world we've built, but it fits perfectly in the world we forgot. A world where food was grown, not bought, where systems were simple and life was sustainable.